Somewhere over the rainbow. But in this case, it's over Las Vegas. But we are headed there, and we are going to the Sphere to see the Wizard of Oz. Come in.
So we got a nice little dining table, sitting area, view of the Rio, which no longer has a massive Penn and Teller decal on the side of it. I guess that's an improvement. So we've got our mini bar and our refrigerator, our complimentary bottle of 14-year-old Glenfiddich.
Single malt Scotch whiskey.
Noting the glass panel there separating the vestibule from the main area. Then coming into the bedroom, same view out onto the strip. Two queen beds. Another TV. Double closet. Storage, safe, slippers. And a bath. Nice tub. Double sinks. Spacious shower stall with some kind of water filter on it. And commode with a telephone. Oh, is this a... It is. It's a Toto washlet or whatever, bidet toilet. Another TV. And of course, Aria's full automated suite for, I want to say, close and close. There we go. And of course, we have the famous Aria tablet to control. I have no idea what the deal with this clock is, but it looks fancy. And I guess this is some air purification, something, whatever. But there you go. That's our...
We arrived at the very end of the Formula One race in Las Vegas, and they had a simulator here that you could try. So my husband, John, the high-performance driver instructor and former race car driver, gave it a whirl. When we came down the next day, all this F1 stuff was gone and the slot machines have been returned overnight. Just a picture out of our room, and there be snow on those hills out there. Here we are in the crystal shops at Aria, and that is their Christmas tree that they have on display. We now walk down the strip, and they are building the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel on the former Mirage site. We have arrived at the Sphere to watch The Wizard of Oz, and this is down in their lobby area where we were taking some pictures. The lights that are down there at the bottom of the stage in the front, that is the actual wall. Everything above that is the screen for the theater, just as all the lights in a straight line on the wall going down are the wall, the whole ceiling you see here, the seats on the side, the projector, the speakers, that's all projected from a projector and is part of the screen, which you will see when they start the show. As you can see here, there is part of the screen showing the movie. Just a picture of the moon over Mandolin Bay as we were walking back home from dinner. We went and played The Curse of Davy Jones' Locker, which is a sort of escape room video game all in one. And here you can see us fighting in real life, plus you see what our goggles are showing us.
Scarby Gargle! Ah! I need fire! Fire! Okay, got it. Oh, the Persia of Davy Jones!
As an added treat in Vegas, I found this Dig This, which we go out in construction equipment and get to play around. We got to do a bulldozer for an hour, and then we got to do an excavator for an hour. So here is some of the video and pictures from our fun out in the desert with this heavy equipment. No one is riding with us. The guy standing between us in the orange shirt is our instructor, and he is telling us what to do over our headsets and explaining what the controls in the bulldozer and excavator are for. So for the bulldozer part, we basically kept bulldozing a pile of dirt forward until we had a nice little hill, and then we climbed up over the hill and the guide took our picture as we were on top of it. And the excavator was a little different, and we'll get to later. Okay, here I grabbed hold of the handle and moved the bulldozer higher up onto the hill so he could snap my pictures. And here I am walking towards Big Bird with the instructor, and I am going to climb into Big Bird, and he's going to get me all situated. He's going to take a little picture of me in it, which you will see very shortly. And of course, after he takes the picture, then he adjusts my seat to make sure I'm ready to go.
That's right.
Go ahead and press those levers forward. Much better?
Yes. Yes. Okay. As they told us all along, the controls are very touchy and to do it very slowly and gentle or it'll shake the whole thing, which you can see that I'm not good at that. Okay. So with the excavators, we got to dig some holes, and then we got to move tires, which will be the last picture I show you. And unfortunately, we don't have any pictures where they would sit the basketballs on top of the cones, and we would have to drop them into the tire. They did 3 balls, and each ball got closer to the machine and a little more difficult to do. And here's a picture of us grabbing and moving the tires. We went down to Resorts World and went to the Crossroad Kitchen, where we enjoyed a 7-course plant-based meal, which was absolutely delicious. A little on the expensive side. We did get a free cookbook, both of us, and the chef actually came out and put truffles on our pasta, even though he never said a word of hello, goodbye, how are you, or go screw yourself. And the worst part was that after we're done, we also got a glass of champagne with our meal. And after we were done, we ordered a coffee and espresso, which cost $5 each. After dinner, we took the Zoox, which is an autonomous car, from Resort World to New York, New York. Unfortunately, right now they were only doing 5 stops, so we went to New York, New York and walked back to our hotel. This car has no steering wheel. It's a bench seat on both sides of the car, and it looks like a coach. And it was absolutely a fun ride, and we really enjoyed it. The next day we went down to Area 15 and we went to Interstellar Arc, which was a virtual reality walkthrough thing. And one of the things you could do as you're walking through is push a virtual button and take pictures. And that's where all these pictures came from while we're in there. It was an interesting walkthrough, and I recommend it if you get to Vegas and do Area 15. It was fun. Side of Area 15, we went to Illuminarium, which to me reminded me of a big-ass room of Light Bright. At some points it was very interactive. In fact, at one point there was a game to play against both sides, A and B, which John participated, and most of the time won. Here you can see as he's walking, the light is following him on the floor. course, no visit to Las Vegas is complete without a visit to the Hofbrau House. And it is time for us to leave Las Vegas, and we will be heading for San Francisco, California. We have made it to San Francisco, and we will be staying at the Marriott in San Francisco. We are here to play bridge, celebrate my birthday, and do some sightseeing. Down in Fisherman's Wharf, we went to a museum of 3D art, which when John did it in Portugal, I thought was really neat. But I was a little disappointed in this one. As you can see, there's a lot of corners and other things you're catching, so it doesn't really give that absolute, oh, this is what we're doing. But it was fun, and it made for some interesting pictures. And it took up a little bit of our time while we were down there in Fisherman's Wharf. We walked around a little before returning back towards our motel, and we walked around in that area, and there was this nice little park and an ice skating rink which had one of the smallest Zambonis I've ever seen. Our next little adventure was to the California Academy of Science, where they had a rainforest, they had an aquarium, they had a planetarium, and possibly a few other things that we didn't get around to seeing. And then, of course, they also had a green roof on the building. A little walk through Shakespeare Park, or garden, I should say. And lo and behold, somebody from Pennsylvania. We are off for our own private Jeep tour of the area.
I drove across the bridge to get you guys, so now it's like it's so much better. It cleared up totally.
Yes.
The towers are 750 feet tall. When we get to the center of the bridge, we're 220 feet off the water. Everything is coming in and out of this one location. So 7 rivers are draining out through this opening right here. The actual opening itself is the Golden Gate Strait. It was named by a Spanish explorer that been to the Golden Hind, which is in the Bosphorus in Turkey, and he named it that. So it has nothing to do with Gold Rush or Golden Hills or Golden State Warriors or any of that stuff. That was much later. Just a coincidence. So a couple things that made it stand out, other than the location is just insanely great, is the time when they built it. It was at the end of the Depression, and this was like a moon launch for America. Like, oh, we can do things again. So that was part of it. It was just like you had that momentum going into this project, and it symbolized us, actually being able to do something. The bridge itself, like today, when it starts warming up, will change the length 22 feet. There's huge expansion joints in it, so it expands and contracts as the day goes on. During the day, pedestrians and bicyclists on this side, and the working crews are on this side. On weekends, bikes, pedestrians, and then after 6 o'clock at night, bikes on this side, pedestrians on this side. So they have to get. There's a huge crew that works on the bridge every day, so they got to be able to work on it. So they're on the ocean side with a really good view.
Yeah. It's a fun bridge to walk across. It's a fun bridge to walk across.
Yeah, no, it's fabulous. And bike across it, whatever. I love it. I've been commuting across it for 30 years, so I own the North Tower.
Okay, good.
The toll is $9.50 now, so I've definitely made a chunk. Anyway, it is. So we're going to go up when we come back to the city. We're going to try to, unless the traffic's back, then we're going to go up to the headlands and take some pictures up there.
Right.
We'll go to Sausalito and then come back that way. And usually I try to get to Muir Woods and get there as early as possible, so there's the least amount of people. So this is the only part where we're going to drive on the expressway. So you got a hat on, you'll probably live.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So the water you see here on the road is salt water because the tide is coming in and it is actually coming up and flooding on roads, which you will see a little bit later, I believe, when we come back, and in some other pictures that I took. You can see that bridge, which is a walkway, goes underwater, and this is not high tide yet.
But my wife has a Tesla, and we're getting to she's looking at all this stuff.
This is the road going to Muir Woods, which my grandfather and I rode 50-some years ago, and we rode it in a full-length bus, which they no longer allow on the road. They allow shorter buses because they've had too much tail swing and stuff that has
like 22, 18 on. That's like, okay, you're the shit. Anyway, it is a fun race. The more amusing part of it is every year they have a part where if you forgot to enter, you can send in a letter to the committee begging to be let in for whatever reason, and they pick like 20 letters and read them out loud at this one thing, and everybody votes, so you can get voted into the race. Okay. And the letters are, like, as you can imagine, very funny. There's a lot of alien abductions and other sorts of things that happen to your life before you or whatever. Anyway, it's a super local race on one level, but it's like an international race on another. It's very fun. A little bit different. Anyway, you run through the national park.
We have arrived at Muir Woods, which Papap and I were at 54 years ago. Here we see John shooting a video, and the video he is shooting is on the right, and you can see how far he has to bend to get to the very top of these giant trees.
Along that route is like, not climate change, the different environments that you're in.
I know exactly
Whatever I was trying. Yeah, when you're packing into that thing, you'll be changing out your gear as you go up. My wife's got a lot of miles in that last trail. I got probably. Yeah, I would spend a lot of time in camp in the Carolinas, so I would hike a lot. When I was a youngster up and down, that's where we did a lot of Western Trail as part of our.
I've done day hikes on the AT, mostly in Tibet.
My wife did this. She started in front of her went to Norman, and so they started at Mount whatever it is at the very top, and then hiked down through the mosquitoes and the rain and whatever. Anyway, they were out there for a month. They did a lot. Happy birthday, man! I had a whole coastline built for you. So.
Yeah, John, why'd you go down and climb on that rock down there?
Yeah. Well, right, that's it. I mean, so we have friends down in the state of Delaware. Our highest point in the state of Delaware is 60 feet.
Yeah, so that's a little low. That's a little low, but so on this side, San Francisco Bay, where the ship, where it went, I think it went in. Anyway, that the 2 points that you see in the distance. Yeah, it's just like definitely I've been drinking while you guys were in the woods. Fabulous.
Oh yeah. We are heading back through San Francisco, and he is going to drop us off at a great place to have some lunch. Unfortunately, these elephants didn't fit in the back of the Jeep. Our view as we ate our lunch before heading back to our hotel. We returned to Golden Gate Park to see Lightscape, which was a very interesting lighting display, although not very Christmassy for this being December.
Well, we have speakers out back. We could do it out.
One of the rarest plants in the world is down that path.
Yes.
Oh, what is it? Arctostophilus franciscana.
It's Arctostophilus franciscana.
The San Francisco manzanita.
Oh, it's a curve there. Careful.
Step down.
Yeah.
I was an California dreaming. I'm sad to when it's done. All the leaves are
Unfortunately, it's time to fly and head back home. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and we will see you again in the future.